Okay, so this is going over the second half of the foldable. So this is going to be the not a functions section. So right here up at the top, we're basically just going to briefly say what would happen if something was not a function. So we're going to say if a member of the domain is paired with more than one value in the range, or in other words, y, then it is not a function. So in other words, if the x's do repeat, then it's not a function. Okay, so then we're going to go into our definitions of what are some possible examples of something not being a function. So right here with what's called the mapping, let's say we've got 2, 4, 6, and 8, and then we've got 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, so let's say we've got the 2 trying to go to the 10. Let's say we've got the 2 also trying to go to the 20. This 4 trying to go to that 20 as well. 6 go to the 30, and 8 go to the 40. All right, why would this not be a function maybe? It's because of this 2 right here. This 2 is trying to go to that 10 and trying to go to that 20. So we're going to say this is not a function because the 2, and I'll say in the x's, or in the domain. See that? That sounds a little bit better. The 2 that's in the domain is, I was going to say being paired with, but let's just say is trying to repeat itself, or is repeating itself. By being paired with more than one y. All right, so that's where the 2 messed up. We're trying to go to the 10 and trying to go to the 20. So now for a table, an example of what would not be considered a function. Let's say we've got 4, 4, 8, 12 in the x's, and then 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right, so what's the problem here? All right, that 4 is repeating itself. That is not good. So we're going to say this is not a function because the 4 in the domain is repeating itself. That can't happen. All right, last one, graph. So this is going to say, this graph is going to have this picture kind of like what it had right here, except instead of it facing this way, it's going to face kind of to the side. So let me... we go. There's my U-shaped little figure, but it's going off to the side. So let's do the vertical line test on it and see if it passes or if it fails. So remember, if it passes, then it's only gonna, our line that we make is only gonna pass through the picture one time. But if it fails, that means it goes through more than one time. So here's my blue pen. All right, did that pass or fail? And since it failed, how many times did our vertical line pass through the picture? Twice. Once here and once there. So we'll say this is not a function because we're going to say it fails the vertical line test. It fails the sorry, I'm trying to get stuff to hold this down for me. VLT. In other words, in parentheses, we'll put it goes through. Oh, that's annoying. More than once. All right, so that's all you need to know about functions for today. So basically, the moral of the story is your x's cannot repeat. If your x's wind up repeating, whatever presentation that they gave you is not going to be a function. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to